Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Deb Sofield, and you're listening to my weekly podcast series called Encouragement for Your Life. Most of you know I'm a national speaker, trainer, and coach. I like to say I help people find their voice and learn to use it. I'm also a conference speaker on the topics of public speaking, presentation skills, how to deal with the media, and crisis communication. I've got a number of other presentations on my website if you'd like to check those out. If your organization has an upcoming conference and you need a keynote speaker, I hope you'll reach out at debsofield.com. I would love to be a part. I've got a number of great books on the market. My best-selling book, Speak Without Fear. My book, Perfecting Your Platform. Both of those are on Amazon and Audible if you like to listen to books. And my series, Encouragement for Your Life, which is a compilation of these podcasts, they're available on Amazon, volumes 1 through 3. Just go into Amazon, type in my name, Deb Sofield, all my books will appear. I've got a great show for today, and it's one that, as we're coming into spring, I think makes sense, and I've entitled it, How to Be Lucky. I'm Deb Sofield. Thanks for joining me. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. I have to say, I've always loved the quote, the harder I work, the luckier I get. It's been attributed to just about everyone, but the one who is consistently listed is Samuel Goldwyn of TV and movie producer fame. Kind of interesting when you think that he might have said that line, considering that he was, in a sense, a star maker in Hollywood. But even he understood the long view of success, or luck, as you'd like to believe. Friend, just think back on your favorite movie star and then research how many times they had to do, the cheeseball commercials or TV sitcoms or print advertising before they finally made it big, whatever your definition of big is. And add to that the staying power to survive the ground game of the business before you age out. Very few people hit the stage late in life. They've been in the game forever. Without the sudden success of American Idol that perhaps found Carrie Underwood or the British version that found Susan Boyle, not a lot of folks make it and make it stay. Just think about all the one-hit wonders. I know. Some of you are thinking, well, Deb, if I could just get one hit, I'd be happy. And you're probably right. But guess what? That's going to take a lot of work for you to be lucky. There's a lot of interesting studies on luck, if that's what you'd like to call it. It seems to me that most people who seem to have luck have done something to achieve it. I know it's not sexy to think that you've got to work for it, but it might be the most realistic option for those who are looking for the elusive lady of luck. I mentioned a while back on a show a video by a guy named Gary Vaynerchuk. I like the guy. I don't like his language. He swears a lot. However, he has a video that obliterates those who write him daily, asking how to be famous or rich or successful. And he lays it on the line when he replies that it takes work and more and more work. And then it takes one more thing that no one wants to hear him say, and that is, it takes patience. Patience, as they say, is a virtue that no one seems to have or want to have anymore. Why? Because we want it now. All right, so I've got 3 ways for you to find luck. I know, it's your lucky day. There's a lot of other choices, but for today, let's think about these. Number 1, friends, you've got to focus on a positive life, your positive life. 2, I want you to be curious about things you don't know much about. And 3, all right, here's tough love Deb, knock that chip off your shoulder. Hey friend, you can't have a positive life with a negative mouth. Your brain, your mind, your body, your soul, your spirit hears everything you say to yourself about yourself. Listen, most of you would never allow someone to speak to you the way you speak to yourself. And friends, that's got to stop if you want to be lucky in life. No one, and I mean no one, should hear the caustic things that you say under your breath about you. That doesn't lead to anything worthwhile. It just leads you down a path to darkness and despair. And those traits are not on the lucky list last time I checked. So, how do you focus on the positive? I want to give you a quick outline of some things you might want to think about. Here's my first. Fresh starts. If you've ever been given a second, third, or fourth chance, and most of us have, you know what I'm talking about. fresh starts, new chances, and big life changes happen all the time. It's what we make of the fresh start that makes us. Remember, every day you get up in the morning is a chance for a fresh start for you to accomplish your dreams. I love the next one. The ability to read and write. Hey, if you can read and write, you can change the world. I know it's odd to think about, but believe it or not, there are many adults who don't know how to read or write. So you should be thankful every day that you have the ability to read. Anything, anytime you choose. You can read a book that takes you around the world, helps you solve a problem, or teaches you something. And your ability to write in a journal or to write to your congressman is an opportunity most people in the world do not have. And I'm not just talking about freedom of speech, but freedom of expression is a gift that you and I have should we choose to take advantage of it. I firmly believe for you to be lucky, you've got to be curious. I love the quote from Eleanor Roosevelt. And she said this, "I think at a child's birth, if a mother could ask the fairy godmother to endow it with the most useful gift, that gift would be curiosity." So why is curiosity so important? Well, here's a few reasons. Number one, it makes your mind active instead of passive. Curious people always ask questions, and they're always searching for answers in their mind. Their minds are active. And since the mind is a muscle, it becomes stronger through continual exercise. The mental exercise caused by curiosity might make your mind stronger and better. Another one, it makes your mind observant to new ideas. When you're curious about something, your mind expects and anticipates new ideas related to it. When the ideas come, they'll soon be recognized. But without curiosity, the idea may pass right in front of you, and yet you'll miss it because your mind was not prepared to recognize it. Wow, just think how many great ideas may have been lost due to the lack of curiosity. Another point is it opens up new worlds and possibilities. By being curious, you'll be able to see new worlds and possibilities which are not normally visible. Why? Because they are hidden behind the surface of a normal everyday life. And it takes a curious mind to look beneath the surface and discover them. And then finally, curiosity brings excitement into your life. A life of curious people is far from boring. It is neither dull nor routine. There are always new things to attract their attention. There are always new toys to play with. Instead of being bored, curious people have an adventurous life. Curiosity is an important trait of a genius. I don't think you can find an intellectual giant who is not a curious person. And finally, to be lucky, all right, friends, you got to knock that chip off your shoulder. And what I mean by that is for you to be successful in all areas of life, it comes down to one simple idea that you've heard all your life, and that is your attitude. Please hear me. Stop seeing the world through a negative perspective, always focusing on the bad, ignoring the good, especially when things aren't going your way. You know this to be true. Your attitude is the key to your success and your luck in life. It's not always going to be easy, but it is certainly easier than you're most likely making it out to be. Remember, there's always a solution. Always. You just have to do the work to find it. Listen, nobody likes a person who goes around thinking that they're superior. Most of us know it's just an act of a ridiculously insecure person who has to put on airs to cover their lack of self-esteem, lack of money, lack of self-worth, or whatever purpose they have created and put forth to hold others at arm's length. Good and kind-hearted people, they don't need a chip on their shoulder to show their heart and intentions. So take it off before somebody knocks it off, and you'll be a lot better. John Mitchell said it best when he said, "Our attitude towards life determines life's attitude towards us." We've all heard about the power of our attitude and that it's our attitude that determines how much we succeed in life. If you look around you, you will see that people with a positive attitude enjoy life more and are generally happier and more successful than those who walk around grumpy and pessimistic. Our attitude is the driving force in our lives. It can either push you to do great things, or it can pull you down to your demise. Hey, if you say to me, "Deb, I want to be lucky," let me tell you the best way for Lady Luck to find you. And that is to focus on the positive and good things in your amazing life, and to be curious about things you don't know much about, and then set out to learn. But the most important trait in finding luck, I believe, is to keep an attitude of gratitude. And really, why wouldn't you? Because at any time, at any age, whenever you choose, you can turn your life around and you can do amazing things. And some will say you got lucky, but you will know that your luck paid off. Why? Because you were lucky enough to work hard and win. I like that message. I just think so many times people think luck just, boom, happens to them. But the reality is, it's kind of like the harder I work, the luckier I get. And I believe that. I've seen it true in my own life. I can sit around and moan and groan, or I can go make something happen. And when things happen, then things move quickly. I know it's true in my life, so it's got to be true in yours. Hey, I so appreciate you spending these few minutes with me. I'm Deb Sofield. You've been listening to Encouragement for Your Life. Friend, I just want you to know that I care about you, and I care about you because I believe you can do big things. And I say this often, I want to walk alongside you so we can find that future together, not just because you're lucky, but because luck found you from the work that you have done. All right, thanks for joining me. Come back next week. I look forward to connecting with you then. Take care, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.